All right, hello there. This is the February 2023 month in review video. This is where I review on the goals I had set specifically for this month that I would have liked to have gotten to by the end of this month, and where I talk about the plans for the next month, in this case being March 2023. I'm happy because I thought I was going to do this video tomorrow, but I thought, you know what? Let's just get it done now. It's nice to have things done earlier than think about doing them. I feel like I'm in a good mood and ready to do it. Still going to be trying to figure out a little bit what I'm going to be doing for the goals of March, but we'll get February out the way now. So let's get into it. So, these were our goals. Maintain healthy and routine sleep. This one, I'm going to say mildly successful because we actually, especially near the end, really caught a bit of our swing on. We stopped having nights where we went to bed super late, and we kind of finished fairly strong, all things considered. Um, but it's not to the level that I wanted it to be. So I'm going to put mildly successful. Make legitimate effort towards finding a potential romantic partner. This is going to be significantly successful. So what have I done? I opened a dating app. I started doing it for a few days. It was just Tinder. I did it live on stream in a way and, try to figure out what I wanted to do. But, then I tried to figure out what it was that I wanted. And anyways, sorry, my mind drifted away somewhere. Um, I've, I actually met in person with, some, there are actually some coworkers that I hung out with that my mind was in that state. I saw a family friend that I also had in that state. I actually asked someone out of her messages not that long ago, and while I feel like I um, could have done more, it was a legitimate effort as opposed to nothing, right? As that I've had so far. So I'm going to say significantly successful because they were legitimate efforts. And I would like to continue that. I think I've shown that to myself that it's not that hard for me to do that. And it's not that scary. Well, at least so far, there's a lot more that I can do, but that I could definitely continue this and just go for, anytime an opportunity presents itself and try to find some opportunities, try to put myself in more positions where I could get opportunities. Middle green nutrition. Uh, mildly failed because, and this is something that I was thinking about talking about here. I feel like I do want to be a little bit more specific with some of these goals. For instance, I think middle green nutrition is a little bit too vague. I think even though I can kind of feel it out, it's um, not really the best in terms of just defining what it means. To me, a good nutrition is always having my breakfast and my breakfast being healthy, whether it's a smoothie most of the time or the egg meals that I make for myself, like eggs and some vegetables, maybe some bread. Having a smaller middle meal, like kind of like a lunch, maybe like a soup or a salad, something small like that, and then finishing it off with a healthier meal, which unfortunately that's the real big one that we haven't been doing. We've overall been doing pretty well with having our breakfast, and the middle meal actually overall has been pretty good. It's been the last meal that we've been having but it hasn't been the healthiest. We barely had any times where we had our burrito, which isn't even the healthiest thing, but we've ordered out a lot. We've been eating frozen lasagnas and frozen pizzas a lot. That's the one area that really needs to be upped from this perspective. Regular exercises and add something new. This is just a pure, simple success. We started a little bit rough where we were missing some exercises on some days, but we really caught back the frequency. And we had 2 days where, we did a push-up chat. We did like a different push-up workout. I finally changed the squat, and I feel myself transitioning away from just the physio exercises that I was doing before. So I definitely did this. I could have done more, but I did it. Improve phone discipline, keeping phone at distance when in bed. This is our one and only, well, I guess mildly failed was the nutrition one, but this is just a simple failed because this was just not, this was not good. This was just simply um, not what happened. I don't know. I kept forgetting about doing it. Sometimes I would have had, I think yesterday, actually just last night, I ended up actually putting my phone away from my bed and didn't do it. But time and time again, I did notice that I feel like for the most part, when I do go to sleep, I am falling asleep very soon after I get in my bed. It's really the times when I wake up and I don't have anything, yeah, I don't have work that I need to get to right away, where I end up just being on my phone. Like yesterday was real bad. Today was a little bit better. Um, like I woke up around, what was it? I think I wrote it down. Hold on, let me just check here real quick. I woke up at 4:30 p.m. and then got out of bed at 6:30 p.m., right? So like that's um that's what is that like those 2 hours of me just being on my phone for what, right? As opposed to getting my day started when I already woke up late, you know. So that's basically the gist of that. Improve phone discipline. Um, and oh yeah, yeah. So that's what happened there. So we really need to get this. I really just need to keep reminding myself, and that's one of the purposes of doing these things, right? Even though I've mentioned this before and I keep doing it, the fact that I'm still mentioning it, I'm going to try again tonight. I'm going to put my phone away from my bed and try to build that routine, put it in my head so that I do it. Accomplishments, nothing really. Again, we didn't really mark any goals, but we cleared the tree. So in the big picture for this month, actually, but well, actually, just specifically for the goals that we set, it looks overall, honestly, our best so far. We haven't, other than the phone discipline, I feel like we did okay. We did our best overall here. However, at the same time, I do feel like we I feel like the whole point of this month was let's just focus on these things and nothing else. And I would have liked to seen myself do much better in all of these areas. At the same time, and actually I'll save that for a little bit after, but that's kind of the way that I feel right now, right? We really didn't put that many things here, so it does make me feel like we should have had a we should have done better, right, than we did. But let's not be overcritical of ourselves. We did do something, but in a way, maybe this is just to gauge what is our ability of doing something. Right? I would like to add more on my plate, but at the same time, if I notice that it's too much for me, it's probably not the best idea. So we'll definitely get to that when we start talking about March. Uh, so this is the beginning of where we were for the beginning of February, and this is the end. Oh, what am I doing here? Oops. I clicked the wrong thing there. Um, oh, here it is. So, whoops. So let me just go from here. So this was the beginning, and we turned to here. Let me just see it one more time. So here to here. Overall, what did we notice? So romantic got better, friends got better, family went down a bit, but we're hanging in there. We can ignore constants. The goals didn't change at all, but I did clear the tree. That was something that I did. And I just mentioned that, I didn't mention it now, but out of our goals, the one thing we did was we cleared the tree, which isn't the biggest accomplishment in the world. Our fitness has gone up, so that's very nice. Also, our sleep has gone up. So it's nice to see an improvement that has taken place here. So, let's pat myself on the back a little bit for that, just overall progress, because I have been slipping a little bit the 2 months before this. So it's nice to see that we've made some ground back up. But that's not enough, right? Um, so with that said, let's get into the March goals. Well, actually, wait, I think I wanted to make a point. Did I? I don't know if I said it. It was just something about just this month overall. It did go by fairly fast. I know that was a thought that I had, but yeah, also, oh yeah, that's what it was. I was in training and I just finished my I was in training from the beginning of the month until the end of the month, right? For this new position, I just finally finished the training at work, and it had some levels of stress with it. I do feel like, in a weird way, now when I start this this position officially, I think I'm gonna have a little bit less stress. The only thing that's going to be strange is about what we're going to do with the sleep. That's really the big one that we're going to try to figure out. So, with that said, let's begin our priorities for this month. The first one is, and I'm going to try to be as specific as I can with this too. Um, Good sleep, um, minimum 7.5 hours, and sleeping and beginning sleep and waking up around the same times on average. So this means on average, we're getting at least 7.5 hours of sleep, and we're beginning our sleep and waking up around the same times on average. So that's to say, if I'm going to bed at 12:30 a.m. and waking up at 8:30 a.m., within reason, right? Maybe an hour, we'll say. If my beginning to sleep time and my waking up time is within like plus or minus 1 hour for each, that's what we want, and that's what we want to have on average. So that is fairly clearly defined on and around the same times. We'll go plus minus 1 hour on average. Awesome. Brackets and brackets. I know I should do square brackets, but this is in math, so let's ignore that. Nutrition. We'll go middle green nutrition, which is going to mean healthy dinners alongside already uh, regular and healthy breakfasts, usually with a good small meal for lunch. That's what that is. Let me actually double space these. Okay, phone discipline. Again, we're focusing on these because they are the same, but I'm going to be adding more. But these are things that I don't want to lose on. Phone discipline. Going to bed and waking up without being on the phone. Putting phone away from bed on average. Again, the average is what matters. On average. That's what we want, right? Okay, anything else? For working out, I don't feel like I really like honestly my right shoulder kind of hurts after I shoveled the snow in weird ways yesterday. I should be putting some cold, honestly, but okay, so that will be addressed, but yeah, I'm not the biggest right now. I feel like fitness-wise, we're doing good enough to the point where I don't want to start like either rock climbing or going to the gym as of this moment right now, especially with the colder weather and all that. I feel like mainly for the summer that'll make a little bit more sense. But that's a general vision to have a little bit later on, but not for now. So I don't feel like working out. I'd really want to change anything other than just saying um, regularly working out. And I'm gonna say this is uh, uh, on average 4 workouts a week because I don't work out on my weekends, and so if I on average just miss 1 workout per week, that'll be fine in my books. Regularly working out. So that's it. Okay, now here's the real question, right? So first of all, let me just do a quick thing here. Accomplishments. Sorry. Oh man, my headset battery is running low. Hope it doesn't just suddenly die on me. That'll be awkward. It just died now because of the way these headphones work, which is really annoying. But yeah, so this is going to be accomplishments. Um, I don't feel like I want to change anything or do extra work for YouTube right now. The only potential work for YouTube would be um, doing some one-off videos, which I feel for the time being is more something that if a certain idea comes to mind, I'll do that idea. Um, but other than that, we could say work on my YouTube banner, but that just doesn't seem that relevant right now. The biggest thing or the most impactful thing, I think, would be uploading to the self-improvement subreddit, but I still don't feel like I'm at a position currently where I have something big to show for in a way. I want more significant gains that I can talk about that I can say, look, this is where I was, this is where I am now, these are the accomplishments that I've made. One of them could definitely be in the romantic department. Um, um, Hanging out with my friends more often and just having quality time with them more often. Having my fitness at a point where I've made significant strength gains and or cardio gains or whatnot. Um, I personally I feel pretty good about my improvement with how Twitch has gone. That's probably the biggest noteworthy one. And the sleep, that I'm trying to get to, a bunch of short-term or long-term goals that may exist. There's that. Actually, give me 1 second. I'm just trying to double check something here. Okay, yeah, never mind. Sorry, I just want to double check something. Now, in terms of short-term goals that I'd want, is there any, or long-term goal, is there anything that really comes to mind? Um, huh, that's a tough one. Honestly, like I'm looking at them right now. Like clearing the garage is not really that big of a deal. My short-term goals are setting up a rock climbing hole. I guess that could be interesting, but that's not a priority right now. Working on my music, that's just for me. Reddit for the Twitch streaming, I feel like that's not relevant anymore because I'm not really playing that game anymore, so I don't really feel like it'd be that relevant. The YouTube banner, yeah, smaller task, but again, its importance is not really there. There's certain places I could clear in my house, but it doesn't seem that it's not that high on my list here. Nothing really that important is really showing here. There's dance lessons, gym sign up, rock climbing sign up, but I feel like that's for later. Um, all that this is really pointing towards for me is more Twitch work. We'll put significant Twitch work. So what does this mean? We're referring to um, emotes, um, channel point rewards, um, notifications, um, but probably the biggest one is figuring out content, like in a better way. Because right now my stuff is a little bit all over the place, and I'm not really enjoying that. Notifications. Yeah, I think that's it, honestly. I could add if I want right now. I could go and say um, continue uh, some romantic effort. There we go. Fairly open. Could be more online dating, asking someone out, going to places where I can meet new people. That's it. So I think I'm gonna leave it at that for our goals for March. Basically, the short of it is it's the same as the last month, but we're more specific with what we want for some of these health things, and we're also going to be focusing more on our Twitch, which I really think is the right course of action here. Other than that, I don't really feel like anything's suddenly pulling at me. I could add some short-term goals to do here. So I could definitely do that. Let me see here. So if I go to, yeah, like the Reddit, I think I'm gonna just remove this one. But in fact, I'll do it at the end of the, nah, actually I could add it now. I could add these now. So I'll put Twitch emotes, um, Twitch, what did I put? We'll go channel points, notifications, notifications, and I'll put stream content. So, or maybe collaborations. Yeah, I like that because I do want to collaborate more with people. And the more consistent, that's not really like an individual goal. These are specific works that I can do in these. So I'll leave it at that. Um, and yeah, so feel overall pretty good with what our plans are. Again, it's about maintaining the health that we have and now also adding more effort into the Twitch. That's probably the biggest kind of short way of putting it, but I think that um, this will be a much more productive one in terms of actually doing things, accomplishing short-term goals and whatnot. So I feel like that's I feel like that's a good place to be, honestly. Um, but yeah, with that said, um, thank you for watching. If you're kind of just watching this series from a month to month basis and all that, if you have any suggestions for what I could kind of change for the next month, or if you have any goals that you think would be interesting, if you have any ideas, I'm open to hearing them. Or if you have any ideas about how to do something differently, love to hear that. I'm constantly, again, doing a trial and error on what works for me and what doesn't work and just managing that. But yeah, I feel good about how we've got our path forward outlined. I was a little bit more unsure, but I feel like this has given me some structure about what to do. And if it means anything to you, it goes to show, hey, if you don't know what to do, just start writing or typing or something. Ideas will come, and just go for it. I just did it now. I didn't even think about the Twitch thing until I just kind of I know it's not the biggest revelation or eureka moment, but I mean, it all came down once I had it outlined, once I had things written down, and that's what I'd recommend you do as well. So, thank you for watching, and I'll see you the next month. Trying to do a thumbnail. What's a nice one? This is a little awkward, but I like to do this. I like to show it raw, like kind of like what my actual experience is like. Maybe to the side like this. Um, Whatever. Okay, I'll leave it. I'll leave it at that. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.